So you're 5 years in, and there was a real desire as you planted, as I understand it, that this would be a church multiplying church.
Yes.
And I've heard you use the idea of like, even like a city center resource church. Can you just speak to that sort of ethos, what that means to even plant with that type of thing in mind?
Yeah, so I think the vision really was not just to go into a city and plant a church and try and grow a massive church, but actually to go into a city and to build a church that's got a vision to then plant other churches, to keep multiplying itself. And, you know, I believe one of the most effective forms of evangelism is church planting. And it's so effective in many ways, partly because I think when you plant with a church, you're so much better at releasing leaders. Everyone has to play their part. Bigger the churches become, the more energy can be spent on maintaining Sundays, and people get a bit more casual and they just come and consume. But when it's like a third of you in a new area, you're all praying like crazy, you're financially giving, you know, everyone is on the worship team or preaching or youth work or kids, you know, you get amazing buy-in. And then of course what happens is when you're all in and you care about it, you're inviting all your mates. I heard one person say of a church, when someone is serving on a team in a church, on average they'll invite 5 people to attend that church because they feel ownership and buy-in. And I think church planting, you see that. And so we started, and as we began to communicate the vision, we said, look, this is a church, and we talked about this, we want to keep being uncomfortable. We want to be a church for the uncomfortable, and that keeps this posture of we're ready to move, to step into the unknown, to try new things. And that was really important because we started with the kind of the pressure of, and the kind of sense of having to lean into God for financial provision. But then pretty quickly we had this opportunity to plant into Coventry, which is a city sort of 30 minutes away from Birmingham. And so we managed to gather a team, about 25 people. We sent them off with some money, and that was probably about 18 months, 2 years into the church plant, to go and plant in Coventry. And now they're meeting on a Sunday. I know they've got 250, 300 people gathering each Sunday worshiping.
Amazing.
You know, they're seeing people come to Christ, Alpha, they're praying, you know, and soon they're going to start planting. And then, you know, we've been able to plant into another kind of location in the city centre with a vision to maybe connect with the business community there. We've actually planted into the Netherlands community there, and it's beautiful seeing what's happening there. We're about to plant into another part of the city. And so actually it's really exciting to be able to keep having this sense of we're raising leaders up to go. This is not a church you're going to come and sit down and consume and just sing along and listen to the talk. And no, this is a church where you're going to come. We're going to pray that you get involved, you're filled with the Holy Spirit, but then you step out into lots of different ministry. And we believe church planting is a key one. And we've seen, you know, amazing growth, amazing sense of extending God's kingdom in these different areas through this vision of church planting. And yes, it's costly, and yes, it can be a bit messy, and yes, you know, it's a lot of work, but I honestly think it's such an important way to reach the community. And in fact, I think in light of everything we're seeing with COVID-19 and the uncertainty about the future, and larger gatherings particularly are more difficult, it seems to me now is the time more than ever to really get going to church